He is so beautiful. I could stare into that man's eyes all day. Dan, if you're watching this.
For the last few years, First Nations activist, musician, social media phenomenon, and reality TV personality Isaac Compton has been living and creating in Newcastle. We thought it was time to sit down with this absolute legend to get to know him better. Here's our chat with Isaac Compton. All right, so let's start off. I want to know about how you first got into music and where your love of music came from.
Okay, so I was raised in the church, and my dad was the lead guitarist and my mum was the lead singer. Wow. So music, but Dad comes from a big musical family himself, all up in Tweed Heads there, and so it was basically inherited and forced upon me. And then for like a solid, I think like 10 years, I took a break, and then I joined a band where I was just a keyboard player and a backup singer.
Yeah, wow.
Did that for a couple of years. Then I moved to Dubbo, and I was working at a bar, and a friend of mine who was the manager said, we're looking for some new artists in town because it's probably like 5 artists in Dubbo. And he said, do you want to do a Sunday afternoon? I was like, how much? And he's like, $400, and I was only making like $600 a week at that time. I was like, yes, give me the money. But I didn't know a whole bunch about it, and I actually met another Newcastle, well, she's technically a Newcastle local now, Cassie White.
Yes.
So Cassandra is my best mate, and we actually started music together about 12 years ago.
Wow.
And we started off as a duo called Two Chances. We got that from the James Squire apple cider, Two Chances.
That's so good.
Our duo. Yeah, and then we went off, and she started solo. She joined a band. I did solo, a couple other duos, and yeah, I've just been doing it ever since, really.
Yeah. What would you say are some artists that have super inspired you?
Bob Marley, Michael Jackson, like from the Jackson 5 right up until he died, all through the Motown, through the rock, pop, all of it. Bob Marley, I can remember hearing No Woman, No Cry for the first time, and I was like, and it just touched my soul. And yeah, I remember getting an album of like 60 of his most unknown songs, and all those are equally as great as his more popular.
Yeah. That's incredible.
And Alan Jackson, because I'm black, and black people love country music.
What have been some highlight gigs and performance moments for you?
One that probably stands out the most is actually recently this year. Yeah. It's probably the most profound thing I think I've done so far is played for the City of Sydney NAIDOC ball, I guess.
Yeah.
And it was basically just a night of music, and it was all Indigenous artists, but not just from Sydney. They were all across Australia. And I opened for that, which was amazing. It was huge. It was like the production, it's quite funny, watching real production to what you do and your setups at your little covers gigs. But I also got to meet Barker, who I'm a big fan of. Yeah. Another gig, probably. It was in Dubbo. They did it was the 50th anniversary of the Freedom Ride, which is, it was when Charlie Perkins and all that got a bunch of students, and they drove, I think it was from Sydney all the way through to Moree to fight against racism and all that. And me and my cousin opened for Paul Kelly and Troy Cassar-Daley, and they did that in at the showground in Dubbo. And I think that was pretty special because it was the anniversary and the significance of what it actually represented. So, that was pretty cool.
That's so amazing.
And I got to meet Troy Cassar-Daley and Paul Kelly.
Wild.
He's like an Aussie legend. So.
Yeah. Look, you've created quite a safe space online, and definitely when I'm scrolling through the feed, it's a breath of fresh air because it's so truthful.
Thank you.
Truthful, but you're having hard conversations. Why is it so important for you to do that?
I think for me, I think it's because black people in this country haven't had a voice, and so many people still don't have a voice. So when particular issues and all that come up, and I'm also a firm believer, if you have a platform, and you're Indigenous, it's your responsibility to talk about these things, and how you want to talk about it, like, it's totally up to you. But I just feel, for me personally, I feel like it's a responsibility to talk about certain issues and all that, particularly when it comes to First Nations people in this country. So, or in any country, yeah. I just feel like it's a responsibility for me, really.
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing it too. So I always like to add my own little twist to it. Biggest compliment I ever got was from Julia Morris, the lady Julia Morris, the host of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. She sent me a message once. We're good friends now. I've just been name dropping over here. We're good friends now, me and old Jules. And she said when we first started talking, she's like, you're a perfect blend of comedy but being informative at the same time. It's like, so you bring a sad or a hard situation, but you just add a bit of comedy to it. And it's like, it's a way of, I guess, you can get people that are online and they're like, oh, this is, I'd like to talk about this and da-da-da-da. Comedy, I guess, is a way of, like, touching people and saying, oh, this is a bit of fun. And also, while we're here, this is happening at the same time.
Absolutely.
You can have a laugh, but, like, just thought-provoking, really.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really enjoy it too.
Yeah. And so we were talking before about how you've actually evolved in your skills in creating. What have been some of the biggest, like, learning curves for you?
Upgrade your phone.
Yeah, literally, whenever a new one comes out.
Mate, I was using an iPhone 7 when iPhone 7 when and not like the iPhone 7 Plus or anything. It was just the iPhone 7. So it was, the camera quality was terrible. Lighting's a big thing, like we have here. Also using the back camera, not the front facing camera. What angles are everything, timing is everything. It's just little things, but yeah. Definitely upgrade your phone. Anyone that's looking to be a content creator or film anything, make sure the camera is amazing.
I love that.
4K is your friend.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, you have a pretty amazing thing coming up this weekend.
Yes.
The Cultural Spectacular. Tell us about this lineup.
Okay, so it's on this Saturday. It's in Muswellbrook. Headlining is the man himself, Dan Sultan.
So beautiful.
He is so beautiful. I could stare into that man's eyes all day. Dan, if you're watching this, I can't wait to see you on Saturday, baby.
Oh my gosh.
As well as Jem Cassar-Daley. She's also one of the headline acts. They've got so many more too. They got Millie Mills, who is from Canamble, but I know her from Dubbo as well. I'm just emceeing. I'm not actually playing this time. But there's lots of food and art, and it's basically, I guess, Muswellbrook's NAIDOC week.
Yeah.
But it's it should be a good time. I mean, I'll be there. Yeah. And Dan will be there. And Gemma will be there. Yes. Come down.
What a team. What a crew. How do you feel about emceeing?
Oh, I love it.
You love it?
Mate, it's like, emceeing is like an old pair of slippers that I never knew existed.
Wow.
Just straight into it, and I get to be myself essentially. I just have to not swear, but that's MCing is just something that just comes naturally to me. I think I get nervous right up until the moment I start speaking. Yeah, so I'm like on the side of the stage, like shaking a bit, freaking out, and then the moment I walk out on stage, I'm home. Yeah. So yeah, I love MCing. Anyone's got any gigs and they need a funny, slightly attractive black person, even if you need a token at your party, I will MC for you.
Amazing. Gigs,
hit me up, baby. Hit me up.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Thanks for having me.
It's been so lovely to get to know you a bit better.